Will Mojtaba Khamenei will do what his father never did and openly push Iran to the nuclear threshold? Tehran is now warning of potential 90% uranium enrichment after President Trump rejected Iran's counter-offer as a garbage peace deal. A key aide in Mojtaba's camp dropped a nuclear bombshell by floating weapons-grade enrichment as Trump threatened renewed strikes on Iran. Declaring its forces battle-ready, Iran warned the United States not to repeat past mistakes and urged Washington to accept its latest peace proposal instead of escalating toward another round of war. An Iranian official made a significant statement about Iran's nuclear program on May 12, tying future nuclear steps to the security situation. The spokesman for the Iranian Parliament's National Security Commission said Tehran could enrich uranium to 90% purity, which is considered weapons-grade. Ebrahim Rezaei stated on X that Iran would consider taking this step if the country comes under another attack. He wrote that one of Iran's options could be 90% enrichment and added that Parliament would review this option. In a separate comment, Iran's parliament speaker also declared that Tehran is ready to confront any aggression against the country. Parliament Speaker Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf declared that the IRGC is fully battle-ready if conflict with the United States reignites. Ghalibaf warned that any miscalculation by Iran's enemies would carry serious consequences on the battlefield. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said, and I quote, "Our armed forces are ready to deliver a well-deserved response to any aggression. Mistaken strategy and mistaken decisions will always lead to mistaken results. The whole world has already figured this out. We are prepared for all options. They will be surprised." Unquote. He also pointed to Iran's long-range missiles and drone arsenal, saying these capabilities were built through years of self-reliance. According to Ghalibaf, there is no alternative but to accept the rights of the Iranian people as laid out in Tehran's 14-point proposal. Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said, and I quote, "There is no alternative but to accept the rights of the Iranian people as laid out in the 14-point proposal. Any other approach will be completely inconclusive, nothing but one failure after another. The longer they drag their feet, the more American taxpayers will pay for it." Unquote. He cautioned that continued pressure on Iran will only produce repeated failures for its adversaries. All of this came as President Donald Trump warned that the ceasefire with Iran is now on life support. President Donald Trump met with his national security team as negotiations with Iran appeared to hit a deadlock. U.S. officials say Trump is now weighing possible new actions against Iran in a bid to increase pressure. The White House had hoped Iran's latest response would show real movement toward a deal to end the conflict. Instead, Tehran reportedly rejected the U.S. proposal, denouncing it as a demand for Iran's surrender. Trump brushed off Iran's reply, calling the offer from Tehran inappropriate and unacceptable. The U.S. president again insisted that Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon under any circumstances. Trump also warned that the current ceasefire with Iran is now on massive life support. According to U.S. officials, Trump may order the resumption of military operations targeting Iranian infrastructure and strategic sites. Another option under discussion is restarting U.S. naval operations through the Strait of Hormuz. Iran, for its part, has already tightened controls around Hormuz in response to earlier U.S. pressure on its shipping. The Iran crisis is expected to dominate Trump's upcoming talks with Chinese President Xi Jinping later this week.
You mentioned that you were at the meeting with the generals on Iran. You rejected a deal from Iran over the weekend. Can you tell us anything about that proposal and what, if any, effort was made to break this deal?
Yeah, it was just unacceptable. You know, a lot of people said, well, does he have a plan? Yeah, of course they do have the best plan ever. I mean, Iran has been defeated militarily, totally. They have a little left. They probably built up during this period of time. We'll knock that out in about a day. But I have a plan, you know, it is a very simple plan. I don't know why you don't say it like it is. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. They're very dangerous, they're very volatile. It's a terrible thing that's happened over there. They've killed 42,000 people in the last 2 months, 42,000. At least that's what we know of, 42,000 people. They killed numerous people over the last week, but they killed 42,000 people a month and a half ago. They were unarmed protesters, not at all violent protesters. And they started taking them out, shooting them. So we're not going to let them, that's the plan. You know, people say, what's the plan? The plan is very simple. The blockade, first of all, was a part of military genius, just like Venezuela was military genius. We have the greatest military in the world by far, and we're stocked up with great ammunition. We have much better stuff than we did 2 months ago when we first did the attack, which knocked them for a loop. But very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. It can't have it. And if they did have it, the Middle East would be gone, Israel would be gone, and they'd hit Europe probably next. We're doing the service to the world. And this has gone on for 47 years. Other presidents and leaders of other countries that have the power should have done it, but they didn't do it. But it's a very simple plan. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and they won't have a nuclear weapon, and they didn't want to go that far. If you can believe it, they didn't. How stupid. Are they stupid people? They didn't want to believe it. They think that, well, I'll get tired of this, or I'll get bored, or I'll have some pressure. But there's no pressure. There's no pressure at all. We're going to have a complete victory. We've already, in theory, had a complete victory from the military standpoint. The military, look, their Navy is dead. They had 159 ships. Right now they have 0, other than the little speedboats that go around that got taken out 8 a day by us. They have no Air Force. They have no anti-aircraft. Now, they probably put the shoulder jobs into service over the last 3 weeks, probably. But essentially, they have no anti-aircraft, they have no radar. And frankly, their leaders have been killed at the first level, second level, and half at the third level. And then they come back and they want to negotiate, and they give us it's a stupid proposal.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that we will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest newsmakers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HD videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.